Wow. All I can say is wow. Wow, I cannot believe what I just saw. I'm just going to give a big shout out to one person who called it from the beginning. That is Alexander the Great. I'm going to give you a big round of applause because you saw us coming, man. I did not think Vince was going to pull the trigger on what happened tonight. I did not think what was going to happen happened, but you know what? You told me, so nothing I could do. That being said, oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my NXT Chicago and Backlash 2017 thoughts. So yeah, lots of things happened in both of these events. I'm going to start off talking about NXT Takeover first, and then I'll move to Backlash from there. So I'm going to talk about NXT Takeover Chicago, and boy, what an event this was. I was completely surprised at how great of an event this was. Starting out with NXT Chicago, you had a very good opening match between Roderick Strong and Eric Young from Sanity. This was a very good opener to the match, and definitely a very solid opener. Roderick Strong had some great moves in this match. I thought Eric Young was going to win by a cheap win somehow, but Roderick Strong proved me wrong. Got a big win, and I'm excited to see what happens from there. Next up is my match of the night, and probably one of the matches of the year, the United Kingdom Championship between Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. This match was incredible from start to finish. The beginning was more technical wrestling, but I still loved it, how the art of technical wrestling still is a part of wrestling in general. It's a throwback to the older days of wrestling. I absolutely loved the match from start to finish. The moves were incredible. You did not know which person was going to win. And yeah, with that being said, this match is unbelievable. You have to watch it right away if you can. This is, without that, one of the best matches of the year. Even Dave Meltzer said, like right after this match happened, it says, shut your doors now because no one's topping this match tonight. And I believe him perfectly. This is a perfect 5 out of 5. Start for Roderick Strong, I give it a 3.5. The UK Championship match, I give it my best match of the night as a 5 out of 5. Next up is the NXT Women's Championship match between Asuka, Ruby Riott, and Nikki Cross. And I think this was the weakest match of the night, even though it wasn't a terrible match, but it was kind of predictable where this was going. Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross really did not look like contenders at all in this match, unfortunately. And it was disappointing because I wanted to see more out of Nikki Cross, who was part of Sanity, but she really didn't look like she was out there. She's not ready for like a title shot. She's not like a title contender like Ember Moon or Charlotte or Bayley or Andy or Asuka. They're not even close to their levels. So I knew Asuka was going to win, and she ended up winning. Overall, 3 out of 5. It was it was a good match for what it was, but Asuka pretty much carried the match on her back pretty much. 3 out of 5 for me. Next up is another great match, this time for the NXT Tag Team Championships. I mean, not tag team, damn it. The NXT Championship. The NXT Championship between Bobby Roode and Hideo Itami. This was a great, great match. It did start off a bit slow, but you know what? This match had some great chemistry between Bobby Roode and Hideo Itami. And this match had some great, great moves, especially from Hideo Itami using the go to sleep, and Bobby Roode using the glorious DDT 2 times to finish the match. And then Hideo Itami lost, unfortunately, his cool backstage. But you know what? A very, very good match between Bobby Roode and Hideo Itami. I'm going to give this match a 4.25 out of 5. Very, very good match. Definitely watch it. It's not as good as Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura, unfortunately, but it's still a great match. Next up is the last match of the evening, the main event, which I was surprised is the main event of the evening, the ladder match for the NXT Tag Team Championship between #DIY and the Authors of Pain. Very, very good ladder match. It wasn't as good as their the triple threat match from NXT Takeover Orlando, but this was still a very, very good ladder match. Some great spots were in this match. You had John. It was, damn it. It was Carbasa throwing one of the Authors of Pain members through a ladder and it broke the ladder. That was incredible. The spot where they're both on the ladders, they're both facing towards the ladder, facing their opponents, and they jumped out. And with that being said, this was a phenomenal match. Definitely deserved it. A great match. Unfortunately, though, the Authors of Pain did win, even though I get why they're booking them as a dominant tag team that no one can beat, because they will probably be booked to the WWE within the next year or so. So Authors of Pain are pretty much going to be the dominant tag team. And unfortunately, though, the ending really hurt the future for the tag team division because Johnny Gargano got blindsided. His tag team partner betrayed him. And I was very upset with that. I was like, are you kidding me? I cannot believe they actually broke up DIY. They had the best match of last year, in my opinion, and now they're going to be going to singles competition. Why? It doesn't make any sense why they're in singles match. I don't get why. They're both great competitors, but why break up the tag team? Now the only tag team you really have that's good in NXT is the Authors of Pain. I get the heel turn was incredible, but I just ruins the tag team. It ruins the tag team competition. There's no other good tag teams now that the Authors of Pain are going to face. That's kind of what ruins it, but it's not the same old. I know, but I want to think about the future of the tag team division, and there's no one now. All there is the Authors of Pain, and I'm not sure who else there is. There really isn't anybody else in the tag team division right now. That's what sucks. You had the Revival go up, which unfortunately right now is not the best. Wasn't the best idea because of what happened with Dash Wilder. Oh my god. It's a great heel turn, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It wasn't a good idea for the tag team division itself. The Bret Hart versus Stone Cold is the other one. The double face turn is probably the only one that's heel face turn is the only one. But I get their NXT, they're developed more, but there's no one else right now. I'm gonna look up the tag team divisions NXT, and there's no one else. There's no one else. Let me look up NXT tags other than the Authors of Pain. All right, tag team division, NXT tag team division. All right, let me see what there is. NXT. WWE. All right, here you go. NXT current teams and stables. Oh my god, this is annoying. NXT roster. Okay, let me look up the NXT roster because I'm going to find out if there are any other tag teams. Roster. There really aren't any other tag teams, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. Unfortunately, so problem is though the Authors of Pain are going to be top heels, but who are they going to face? Who's going to beat them? They don't have much time. They got NXT Brooklyn in a couple of months, and they got to figure out something. Right now, creative is nobody. So I love the heel turn, but for the future of the tag team division NXT, it hurts it. That's just my thoughts. Well, that being said, I still give the match a 4.5. Very good match. Great chemistry between both teams. Paul Early getting the match as well definitely helped it. So I still love it. With that being said, though, the entire show, if I had to compilate on the best of, so out of 50, I know, not out of 50. Yeah, the whole rating is out of 25. Sorry, out of 25, you got a 5-star match, a 4.5, a 4.25. So you got around a 9.75. I mean, a 13.75. You have a 3, and you have a 3.5. So overall, I had to give a rating for this. I'd say around a 9 out of 10, a fair 9 out of 10. And I love the show. Love the show. I thought Orlando was a bit better, but even though it did not have the 5-star match that Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate had, the one thing that really ruined it for me and could have brought up a little higher was the women's match. If Ember Moon was in it, it would have been a little bit better. The women's match will probably be better. But that's my thoughts on NXT Takeover Chicago. Now let's get into Backlash. Oh boy, I got lots of things to say about Backlash. Where to start with this? Starting out with the pre-show, because I actually did watch the pre-show. Well, I gave it a 4.75 because of the ending. The NXT. I thought it was a 4.75, though. I didn't think it was a perfect one because the Authors of Pain winning it. It would have been better if the Revival won it, but that's just me. Now moving on to the Backlash match. Now talking about the Backlash, you had the pre-show, which was Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger, the perfect 10-10-10. This was an okay match. Really nothing special with this match. Even though Aiden English looked a bit better than he has done in the past, he looks a little bit better as a singles competitor, but what are they going to do now, though, with Ty Dillinger? I want to see him in a bigger match. But overall, Ty Dillinger getting the win, really not that surprising. I give it 2.5, honestly. 2.5. Really, unfortunately, nothing too special. And that's pretty much the entry level. I mean, that's the pre-show. Now you have the main card, starting off with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler. This was a great match. I thought this was a great match from beginning to end. Shinsuke Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler both gave amazing performances. Did I think this level of NXT's matches? Unfortunately, no, but Shinsuke Nakamura pretty much had a phenomenal first match. It was a bit iffy there if you're actually going to give Ziggler the win, but we all knew Shinsuke Nakamura was going to win at the end. It was a bit predictable. Overall, I give it around a 4 out of 5. I would think a 4 out of 5 is a great match. It wasn't as good as his matches with Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, but you know what? It's still a very good match. Very good opener. Next up is probably this match. The Usos versus Breezango. Oh my God. Wow. This match was bad. Where do I start with this? You had Breezango starting off before the match even started. You had a cutaway to last week's episode, which was, the Fashion Police doing their stupid gimmick. Oh my God. Yes, the burnt Uno pizzas. Oh God. At least the Usos were at least somewhat decent, but Breezango, it's stupid. I don't know why he couldn't face America Alpha. The stupid stuff that Breezango did in this match really pissed me off, especially since they were my last year. Last year, they were my worst matches of the year last year with the Breezango versus Golden Truth match. This match wasn't as bad as that match, but this match was still pretty bad. Yeah, Breezango, Tyler Breeze going into these different outfits, starting off with the mopper. I'm just like, what are you doing, dude? With the fake cardboard mustache. And he's just like, brush this around. I'm just like, what is even the point of this? Like, please tell me. Then after that, Breeze gets knocked out. And then guess who Tyler Breeze becomes? Grandma Breeze. I laughed at how bad this was. This was just stupid. Oh my god. I cannot believe how bad this was. Grandma Breeze, who does a drop kick and is walking the ring on a crane, like, I'm just like, this is so stupid. I laughed out of how bad it was. It's kind of like solar panels a little bit, solar panels a little bit, but still very stupid. Then you have Breezango actually compete after that with Fandango, and this was bad. I'll give the Usos credit for looking good, but this was not a good match. Not a good match at all. Overall, I give this match a 1 out of 5. Was it the worst match of the night? No, it wasn't, but I'll just leave it at that. The Usos retain the titles. The Breezango doesn't need to be involved with any tag team championship matches anymore. Next up is actually a decent match, but with a bad ending. Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's a great talent. He looked very good in the ring. Sami Zayn's also another great talent. So both of them had a pretty good match. I will give this. They got a pretty good match. They had Sami Zayn do some great moves, and Sami Zayn pull off the upset, which I'm just like, really? Why would Sami Zayn get the win? But because Baron Corbin's probably going to get pushed a little bit more because they need a big heel now. I guess later on, though, I'll talk about later on is going to happen. But anyway, Sami Zayn won with Haluva kick. Completely surprised me and Alice. I was completely surprised with this, and I'm actually shocked to say how the ending kind of ruined the match a little bit. But because I was thinking Baron Corbin was gonna win, should have won. It kind of hurts his momentum going to Money in the Bank, though. So that being said, gonna give this match a 3 out of 5. No, 3.25. I'll give it a 3.25. I think the ending hurt it a little bit, but you know what? Still a pretty good match. Still very competitive between both of them. Next up is my worst match of the night. The Welcoming Committee versus Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. And one thing I found funny about this match was Becky Lynch's hairdo. She had her hair like this and then the cornrows on the side. I'm just like, what are you trying to do? Date Sheamus? I'm just like, this is stupid. But yeah, this match was completely terrible. Nothing really special at this match. Everyone looked terrible. I'm going to give it a 0.5 out of 5. Worst match of the night. The ending was especially terrible, too, for the Welcome Committee winning. Why do they get the win? What does that do for them? It does nothing. It's stupid. That's a terrible match. My worst match of the night. My match of the night for this match for this pay-per-view is Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship. This was the main. This is one of the best matches of the night. I don't think it was one of the top matches of the year so far, but this was still a pretty good match. The one thing that hurt this match a little bit was its ending was kind of bad, but I still really dug this match. Very, very good. AJ Styles and Kevin Owens are both great athletes. They both competed. They had great chemistry. Very back and forth. The ending kind of hurt it a little bit, but you know what? I still love this match. Very competitive between them both. It was some great spots, too. 4.5 out of 5. My match of the night. Then you have Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan. Interesting match. It was right before the main event. And it was all right. You know, it wasn't anything too special. It was all right, and it was much better than the women's match, and the tag team match was much better than those. And it was better than the Ty Dillinger and Aiden English match. So I'll give it points for that. 3 out of 5. Another 3. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was probably in the middle of the match. Then finally, this match. I'm still shocked about this. I'm still shocked at what WWE just did. It's Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. and I got to give my thoughts into the match of what happened. Jinder Mahal was definitely Randy Orton attacked Jinder Mahal early. Randy Orton had a huge advantage going at the very beginning. Then Jinder Mahal came back early, was doing his own submission moves, tried to pace the match for himself. Then you had Randy Orton hit the RKO out of nowhere, try to attack the Singh brothers for helping Jinder Mahal, for pulling him out of the ring. Then once after Randy Orton gives a double DDT to the Singh brothers, Jinder Mahal hits his finishing move. 1, 2, 3. And Jinder Mahal, ladies and gentlemen, is your new WWE champion. I'm shocked that they actually did this, but it's Vince McMahon. He loves muscle guys. He likes people that have inspiring stories. One thing that what Alex told me to do was listen to the Talk of Jericho podcast with Jinder Mahal on there. And you know what? I'll give credit to where credit is due. Jinder Mahal definitely redeemed himself. He was a jobber with the 3-man band before he got his first release. Then he ended up falling on hard times. Then he ended up coming back and looking strong, and then ended up winning the WWE Championship. I do see why Vince McMahon wanted to do this, because from a marketing standpoint, it makes sense to have him be an Indian champion, being like a guy that can branch out to other people, because India is one of their top markets. I can see why, but I'm shocked. I was talking with Alex as well, and he was happy that he said don't hinder Jinder, and he goes, yes, 1,000 times yes, and that was awesome. So you know what? Okay, credit where credit is due. It was actually a decent match. I'll give credit where credit is due. Jinder Mahal winning, it surprised me because I did not think it was going to happen. I had a thought in my mind it could, but not. I didn't really think it was going to happen. But this happening is completely shocking, to say the least. Overall, oh my God. I cannot believe that Jinder Mahal is the brand new WWE champion. Wow. Just. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to give this match a 3.5 because at least Randy Orton was talented. The match was unexpected. The finish was completely unexpected. It could have been worse, but you know what? It was much better than some of the other matches on the Backlash card. I will give it that. It was much better than some of the matches on the card. Was it a great match? No. But was it a good match and a surprising match? Yes. But yeah, I don't think it was one of the great matches, but you know what? It completely surprised the hell out of me. I'll give him points for that. Now my final thoughts on Backlash 2017. If I had to pick a rating for this pay-per-view, So there were 8 matches on the card. The best score was out of 40. And I got 23. I think it was 20. No, it was 24 out of 40. So 24 out of 40. So 20. I'm gonna give Backlash a 6. A 6 out of 10. It was much better than Payback. That's for sure. It was much better than Payback. but it wasn't as good as some other pay-per-views I've seen this year. So yeah, it was it was definitely better than Fastlane 2. It wasn't as good as Extreme Rules. It wasn't as good as it was definitely better than the Royal Rumble. It was better than the Royal Rumble, Fastlane, and Payback. It wasn't as good as the Elimination Chamber though. So SmackDown's been killing it in the pay-per-view game in the past couple of weeks. Even though, do I think it was the best pay-per-view of the year? No. It's definitely better than what some of the other pay-per-views I've seen this year. Definitely better than the Raw pay-per-views. That's for sure. Definitely better than the Raw pay-per-views. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for my thoughts on Backlash and NXT Takeover Chicago. Let me know what your comments are and our thoughts on the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which will be in June 4th, which I'm very excited for. Hopefully that'll be a good pay-per-view. And yeah, unfortunately I couldn't have Alex or Tiny Tim go because Tiny Tim both of them had to get ready for work. So unfortunately they could not join. But anyway, guys, thank you all for watching tonight. See you guys later. Stay awesome. Have a great night.